A big part of the reason why this is happening is because women got too close to power.
Okay, how so?
I mean, the audacity that a black woman would run for president. I mean, this was their last stand. They're like, hold on, listen, we let you in boardrooms, we let you get credit cards. Running for president is just it's too much audacity for us. When you have like cute aggression, when you see something that's like so cute, you just start spazzing out. They had like audacity aggression, like how the fuck could you do this?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I think there's a massive attack on femininity. Like the idea is that masculinity is actually what's being attacked, right? Like and that everything is watered down, everything is softened now. Everything is feminine. I actually think femininity is under control. I think that a big part of the reason why this is happening is because women got too close to power.
Okay, how so?
I mean, the audacity that a black woman would run for president. I mean, this was their last stand. They're like, hold on, listen, we let you in boardrooms, we let you get credit cards. Running for president is just it's too much audacity for us. When you have like cute aggression, when you see something that's like so cute, you just start spazzing out. They had like audacity aggression, like how the fuck could you do this?
Yeah.
She's supposed to fucking stay in line. There's too many bitches. Get them out of here. And that's what it's really about. So rolling back of women's rights, and
I have to stop it. And it's 3 minutes long, so bear with me. I played almost a minute. This is what happens when people get roles they don't deserve. And I know you're probably wondering, well, what exactly did she say that makes you think that? You'll see it as we continue to go on. But she has a sense of entitlement, in my opinion, because she was given a job for her looks and for her sex appeal to talk about sports. And now, and you can see in her recent behavior, whether it's having a relationship with her boss and then her getting exposed for saying that, allegedly, for saying that, oh, if she ever get fired or needed a promotion or something like that, I'm not quoting her word for word, that she would just leverage that sexual relationship she had, I believe, with a married man, her boss, and use that to make sure that she keeps her job or to get a higher position. Zero integrity whatsoever. But this is what happens. She actually, in her mind, thinks that she feels entitled to that job, feels like she's worth it, feels like anybody cares about somebody who never played football giving their opinion on football. Somebody in Joy Taylor, who the only reason why she's relevant is because her brother Jason Taylor played in the NFL. I couldn't qualify to get the job talking about sports that she talks about. Why? Because I played, but I didn't have a big name. Just look at everybody else that's on the show with her. They're all big names. Keyshawn Johnson, LaShawn McCoy. She was on there with Shannon Sharp. Now you could say Skip Bayless. Skip Bayless was a journalist for how long? Beat writer, all these different things. How long has he covered sports? Joy Taylor does not have that background. She was just given a position on a TV show. But we're going to continue with the conversation here because she's talking about they ever since Kamala Harris lost, and it's been happening for a very long time, they're looking for a reason. Rather than look at the policies and why she lost, they'd rather just say, no, this is because of racism. This is because of sexism. But we never look at the fact that the only reason that she got the vice president position in the first place was because of race, was because of sex. See, we complain about it when we think that it doesn't work in our favor. I can't even say that they really think that it was because of that, but they complain about it when they don't get the desired result. But they never complain about the fact that the only reason she was given the position is because Black people, think back to that Charlemagne interview with Joe Biden when he said, well, you better have a vice president that's a Black woman. It's like, what? Not the best candidate, not a vice president that we would feel very strong and secure about if something happened to Joe Biden. And when you listen to the rest of this show, we'll actually understand just how important that was. So here, in possibly one of the most important vice presidential roles due to Joe Biden's health, due to his mental decline, due to the health decline that we're now seeing come out in front of our eyes, it was very important to put a vice president that was there based on merit instead of being there based on DEI because she was a Black woman. Let's remember back to when Kamala Harris ran. She didn't make it. she had to bow out early when she was running for president because nobody liked her. Tulsi Gabbard got on the stage and ripped her for her background and her hypocrisy, and then she kind of just fell out the race. But I know I said a whole lot. Let's get back to this video. Let me try to get back focused. But I hope y'all understand how I'm kind of connecting the dots and trying to put the pieces together. Everything has been made about, we didn't win because of race. We didn't win because she was a woman. We didn't win because of this. Everything. But we never sit back and say that, oh, 99.99% of black people voted for Barack Obama just because he's black. We never have a problem with those things. But we complain any and every opportunity when it's the same situation, but it doesn't work out in our favor. I don't like that.
And we can make choices about when we have children, and marriage rates are dropping because nobody wants to fucking deal with a cheating alcoholic man when you can just get your own apartment.
Yeah.
Guys are lonely. People.
Is this Van Lathan? Hold on. Who is this show with? Why are they just sitting back listening to this? Why are they just sitting back listening to this? Listen to what she said about
It's like so cute.
about
You just
guys.
start spazzing out.
Listen to what she's talking about. This is that whole independent mindset. Listen to what she says.
And we can make choices about when we have children, and marriage rates are dropping because nobody wants to fucking deal with a cheating alcoholic man when you.
Because nobody wants to deal with a cheating alcoholic man. Now, imagine if men were categorizing women like that. What would happen? I know what would happen because I do it from time to time and I get a whole lot of pushback. You can't categorize on women like that. And the things that I'm talking about are stereotypical in a lot of ways. And the reason why they're stereotypical is because they're true.
Ew. Sorry to interrupt the video. We got a new challenge. 20,000 by the end of April. We fell short in March, but we're gonna get our goal this month. Thank you all in advance for those that are gonna continue to like, subscribe, maybe even leave some comments and let us know how we're doing. And on that note, let me let y'all get back to the video and I'll see y'all soon. Ew, it's Dak. Just want to thank you for checking out our video and visiting the OG Network. If you enjoyed the video, please make sure that you give us a like. And if you're looking to join a community of inspired individuals striving for purposeful abundance, subscribe. And if you're feeling real generous, share the video with some friends and family. All right, I'll see y'all soon. Ew.
From a general standpoint, a lot of these things are true. And a lot of people are complaining about them. But when she says that, oh, women don't want to deal with an alcoholic, cheating husband and stuff. I got asked over the weekend by, I actually had a conversation yesterday with my cousin talking about marriage. And it's like there's no, matter of fact, let me not even get into that. Let me not get into that. Let's just stay focused. Let's continue to dissect this video.
You can just get your own apartment.
Yeah.
Guys are lonely. Men in these fucking caves that would never touch a woman in their life anyway have convinced themselves that OnlyFans models are curving them because they sent them $5.
Yeah.
You know, it is this attack on femininity. It's not about masculinity.
Right.
So we just moved out of that toxic masculinity phase, right? Where they were trying to tell men, hey, be softer, be more vulnerable, be more emasculated, be more gentle, share your feelings. And then all the men that bought into that, or a lot of the men that bought into that, realized that that's actually not what the women want. Matter of fact, the women realized that that's not actually what they really want. They just wanted to complain. They just wanted to complain about things being one particular way. So therefore, they can have an excuse to behave however they wanted to behave and rationalize that behavior by complaining about how men were moving. Toxic masculinity. When you look around at masculinity, I've been saying this when they started that whole toxic masculinity conversation. I talk about this conversation all the time that we had in Clubhouse, where I'm saying there's no what's toxic about masculinity is the lack of masculinity. Not the overly masculine things, but what happens is you'll see a guy like Andrew Tate, you'll get the guys like Wes Watson, you'll get these people that are standing up, and the only reason why they're popular and people gravitate to them is because we are living in a society of emasculated, weak men. But then we'll look at those men and say, see, there's a toxic masculinity culture. There's a toxically masculine culture. No, the culture is not toxically masculine. The culture is toxically emasculated. And that's the reason why these masculine men that are portraying people or telling people work hard, make some money, keep your body in shape, all these different things that they're encouraging men to do, it comes across as toxically masculine because people are just mad that they have the ear to so many young men. Similar to what happened with Kevin Samuels. Let's keep going.
This woman has been out of her mind for so long
Shout out to
that it
Anton.
doesn't even matter anymore. I believe that this is a lashing, a get back at men for holding her accountable for the same way that men are put in these lawsuits. When she was named in a lawsuit and she was basically saying that she would Me Too somebody in order to continue to keep her job or to level up, I believe this is why she's starting to reform.
Think about what he just said. There's an attack on femininity. This woman said there's an attack on femininity. The same woman that said that she who had inappropriate sexual relations with her boss, that she would use that to gain leverage when it comes to employment. And she's saying there's an attack on femininity. Maybe a lot of guys are realizing. Maybe a lot of guys are realizing, damn, we didn't just lay down and let women do everything they do. We let them walk all over us. And now we're looking at it and saying, oh, this is a problem. This is a problem. Why? Because women like her abuse it. Women like her, where guys just think, oh, we're doing women a favor. This is for women's empowerment. In all actuality, women like her are looking to use and abuse people and use the system to their best advantage, not to be honorable, not to have some form of integrity. And all these conversations come down to that, right? Here she's talking, there's an attack on femininity, attack on femininity. Yeah, there needs to be an attack on you and the energy that you bring to the table because you're not moving in a righteous way. In my opinion, this is all just my opinion, right? Now, y'all may say, oh, there's no problem with having sex with your boss and using that to your advantage. If y'all want to move like that, then cool. But it's just funny for her to sit here and talk about character things or to talk about how men or just don't like women being in certain positions of power when the only reason she's in a position is because of her sexual privilege. This goes back to the whole conversations about it. It reminds me, I know we're going to talk a little bit about Angel Reese later on, but this is what women do. They will use their sexuality to their advantage, then complain about the sexualization and the mistreatment and men only seeing them as such when they don't get the desired result. They can't have both, but then they'll benefit from it on the other side. It's the whole Angel Reese conversation when she said she was being sexualized. This is, yeah. This is poor leadership, fellas. This is on us.
And rebrand, and she's doing this new platform that's not fucking taking off as usual. But the reality is that the reason why men didn't vote for Kamala Harris is because she was incompetent. As a matter of fact, she was so incompetent that she got destroyed by a woman before Biden picked.
And shout out to Unc. So Unc wrote, but you're only good looking from 18 to 40 in a man's world. So there's a balance for that, nephew. What's the balance? What's the balance, Unc? Because I'm not sure that, or tell me how it pertains to what I'm saying. Yeah, there's a balance to everything, and it usually takes us fellas to get to 40 for us to get into our actual prime. So yeah, in that standpoint, I do agree that there's a balance, but that's not what I'm addressing when it comes to the things that she's saying. What I'm addressing when it comes to the things, oh, and shoot, my bad. Unc, happy belated, man. Happy belated. It was Unc's birthday yesterday. My apologies, Unc. Shout out to Unc. Happy birthday. But yeah, Unc, as it pertains to this, I'm just talking about the things that she's complaining about. I'm just pointing out the hypocrisy and the entitlement that she has in her mind to even feel comfortable even saying something like this after it came out, the things that she's done on her end in order to get the position that she's in, and to order to gain leverage to maybe even get a higher promotion, or maybe to have the job that she's currently in right now, because she didn't get fired after all this, right? Shannon had a situation, he's out of there. She has a situation where she said that she would use a relationship with her boss, an inappropriate relationship with her boss, and she's still on the show. Matter of fact, I think they just gave her another show. I do agree with you. I don't know If you is on balance, those types of the balance, let me run that down. But what she's saying, thank you, twin. For the point of the room, she's looking at it from is that men come to strip clubs to see 18 to 30-year-olds. Yeah, I don't know if that pertains to the convo that she's talking about. And remember, this all stemmed from them talking about there being an attack on femininity, that people being offended that a black woman ran for president. No, we just didn't like Kamala. Like, it doesn't have to be a blanket thing with all black women. All right. I know y'all like to absorb everything that happens to one black woman. I know when you critique Angel Reese not being as good a basketball player as Caitlin Clark, that's an attack on black women. I know y'all take it like that, but that does not mean that that's actually the case.
And now that we realize that the real play was that Biden had cancer, and we know that he had cancer way before they announced it yesterday, that the play was to get her to be in office. And we don't believe in diversity, equity, and inclusion. We actually want to save America and bring it back to its rightful form.
And let's think about that for a second. They're complaining about an attack on femininity when the Democrats, which represent the majority of the country when it comes to who people belong to as a party, the Democratic Party made a play. The Democratic leaders, obviously, but the people went along with it, even though if you wanted to, you could see it clear as day, in my opinion, what they were trying to do. But now it's just coming to light. So she's saying that there's an attack on femininity, right? But then the largest political party in the country decided to try to backdoor Kamala Harris into the club, tried to have Joe Biden run again. And then knowing that he had these health issues, knowing that he had this cognitive decline, knowing that he probably wasn't going to be able to serve in the second term, just like we're sitting here wondering who was even making the decisions as president in the first term with all this information that has come out in these books with these whistleblowers. So they tried to backdoor her to become the president. And Joy Taylor is on here talking about there's an attack on femininity, all because she's being a sore loser because Kamala Harris didn't win the election.
And it has nothing to do with being an incel. It has nothing to do with pussy. I think that that's plentiful, and dudes can get it anytime that they want to, for the most part. And if they
I don't know about
then
that.
they can take a trip overseas. So it's not even tripping about that. It's about the fact that we've lost our way. And when we gave y'all the option to be able to choose for yourselves, you chose wrong. Now you want to hold us accountable for it while still keeping things in a matriarchy. We not going that way anymore.
They have a video.
I just, yeah. I'm just not, I just don't get it. I get it, but I don't get it. You know what I mean? It's one of those things like I get it. I can see the play. I can understand it. I just don't know why more of us aren't seeing the play for what it is and why we're not calling out this just bad behavior, in my opinion, and this delusional mindset. Delusional, an attack on femininity. The only reason why she was given a position because she was a woman as vice president, but there's an attack on femininity just because she lost when she campaigned for 3 months to become president against somebody who's extremely popular. Okay, I get it. All right, let's move on to the next one. And once again, happy birthday, Unc. Hopefully you're having an amazing start to your birthday, as I was talking about earlier that I had last week. So let's move on to the next topic. So, Pastor Jamal Bryant.
It's Dak. Just want to thank you for checking out our video and visiting the OG Network. If you enjoyed the video, please make sure that you give us a like. And if you're looking to join a community of inspired individuals striving for purposeful abundance, subscribe. And if you're feeling real generous, share the video with some friends and family. All right, I'll see y'all soon. Ew.